Come around, listen in and join the fun. Learning as we go, new words and stories. Adventures begun. Let's open up the pages. Don't have far to look. It's all in a book. Ruthy's Reading Room. Ruthy's Reading Room. Ruthy's Reading Room. Ruthy's Reading Room.
Why, hello, little readers. Welcome to Ruthy's Reading Room. Is everybody singing that song? Ruthy's Reading Room. I hope so. I love it. It gets in my head and I keep singing it and singing it. Anyways, I get away from our purpose today. What are we all here to do? Read a book. Yay! All right. Did I say I'm Ruthy and this is Jaw? He's my favorite stuffy and we're reading a story today. Before we go too far, what am I going to get you all to do? Whoa, that's right. Get a stuffy or a blankie or a reading buddy. Yes. Go and come back now. Okay, Jaw. Our friends are coming back. Yep. They're bringing friends and, stuffies and, you have a blanket. All right. I love it. What'd you say? David is here. Hi. All right. So happy to have you with us. And your sister Lindiwe. Hello. Welcome. I'm so glad you joined us. All right, let's ask the question. You know which one. Which book is coming off the shelf next? Da, 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 da. When Love Walked the Earth, an African myth, retold by Eva Harley Chiphe, illustrated by Chuck Collins. Whoa, this sounds like it's going to be a great read. And let's look at the cover. What do we see? Wow, look what's on their head. They look like royalty, don't they? Okay, and who's this? I don't know, but we're going to find out. But before we go on, let's be ready to read our story, okay? Okay, Jaw, come up here. And let's put our listening ears on and put our hands in our lap. And let me get my binoculars. I haven't used these, I don't think, in a while. And our friends are ready to go. Sitting quietly, yep. Perfect, I love that, Carrie. Let's jump right in. So right off the start, there's a map of ancient Egypt, and there's a timeline of ancient Egyptian civilization. So, as I always encourage you to do, when you buy your own copy of the book, you can go through the timeline, right? Okay. There's some vocabulary words too. That's a good thing, right? What do we say? The more vocabulary we have, the more our knowledge grows. Ready? Let's go. Many, many years ago, in a place far, far away named Africa, when Egypt was just a baby, a story is told of love walking the earth. In this land of the mighty Nile River, there lived a father named Osiris, a mother named Isis, and a dutiful son named Horus. Let's go back to that cover. Do you think this could be Osiris? This could be Isis? And this Horus? That would make sense, right? Osiris and Isis ruled the kingdom of the mighty Nile River, and legend tells of how love walked the earth. In the beginning, when the earth gave up diamonds and gold, Africa became rich and peaceful. This peace allowed Osiris the opportunity to travel to faraway lands. Osiris decided to leave Isis in charge of the kingdom of Egypt while he traveled throughout the world, teaching the art of peace and love. While on his journey, he traveled to his homeland of Ethiopia. Have any of you heard of Ethiopia? See, it's right here on the map. The Ethiopians invited Osiris to stay for a grand feast honoring the gods. Osiris enjoyed feasting with Zeus and the other gods at the grand Ethiopian feast. This was a very special event that lasted for 12 days. How many days? 12 days. I can hold it right in my hand. By the end of the feast, Osiris saw love all around him. Joy fell from his steps. It was a miracle to have his world under the law of love. Wow, that sounds good. Imagine it being love all around us all the time. Upon his return, Osiris shared the wonders of the known world with Isis. Being a humble wife, Isis was overjoyed to hear such tales of distant lands. While Osiris was away, his beloved Isis ruled his kingdom in a manner of love, truth, and fairness. Osiris was pleased with Isis's work. The empire appeared to be in perfect order. However, Osiris's jealous brother Seth was plotting to take over his empire. Dun, dun, dun! That sounds like trouble. Oh. One day, when all seemed well in the land, an evil plot, a plot of all plots, was hatched that would shape the world for thousands of years to come, because love walked the earth. Seth did not like seeing love walk the earth. He planned a grand feast to welcome Osiris home from the far, far away land. He cunningly built a chest that no one could fit in but Osiris. The chest gleamed of ebony wood with gold trim and was lined with the finest purple and scarlet tapestry. Well, it sounds lovely. Seth first offered the chest as a gift to anyone who could fit perfectly in it. Several guests at the feast tried to fit into the chest, but they were too small. When attempts by the others enjoying the festivities failed, Seth coyly beckoned for Osiris to see if he could fit into the chest. Do you guys hear the plot? How Seth is trying to trick his brother? Yeah. As soon as Osiris rested his body in the chest, the door slammed shut. Bang! Uh-oh. Seth laughed, an evil laugh, because he thought he had captured love. Ha 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 ha. It's my evil laugh. Seth and his 70 guards carried Osiris to the mighty Nile River. The deceitful ones hid Osiris behind a patch of reefs on the banks of the Nile. Before leaving the river, Seth scattered Osiris across the 7 seas. A court attendant rushed to tell Isis of Seth's plan, but it was too late when the news reached her. Being the dutiful wife, she set out to find Osiris. Isis sailed up and down the Nile River, searching and searching for her beloved husband. With all her searching, Isis could not find Osiris. Oh, that's so sad. In her mind, Isis traveled back in time to Osiris's birth. She thought he was a gift from God. He was born the 7th of the new year. Osiris taught the art of civilization. As a result, he became the king of the world, and love walked the earth. Osiris raised his people from a low existence and taught them in the fruits of the land. Osiris was the perfect example for all to follow. Osiris, the kind and just ruler, taught there was only one God when love walked the earth. He put the needs of his people above everything else. The loving Father taught love before the world knew the meaning of love. Isis was thinking too fast and too much. Her head began to spin faster and faster with glimpses of a perfect time and a perfect place. Strolling slowly along the banks of the Nile, her son Horus overtook her mind. She thought, how will I tell him the fate of his father? Again, her mind raced to another time and to distant places and times. Seth, the jealous brother, held the fate of Osiris in the palm of his hands. Seth disliked living in the shadows of Osiris. Since childhood, Seth tried to outlive Osiris's life. Anger rose up in Isis's throat as it gripped her soul. She saw clearly, in her mind's eye, Seth working his mean works. She closed her eyes and it all rushed in on her like the silt of the mighty Nile River. Seth overthrew the kingdom of Egypt. He was a harsh master, ruling the people with a whip in one hand and an iron fist in the other one. Horus, the dutiful son, pledged to honor his father's legacy. The army of love attacked Seth and his 70 guards in a war that continued for 70 days. Seth summoned warriors from Asia, but all the warriors of the world could not hold love down. Seth was captured and forced to study the law of love and peace for the rest of his life. Horus became the new king of Egypt, and the known world sang peace on earth. Isis sojourned up and down the Nile and across the 7 seas, seeking her beloved Osiris. So the 7 seas: Arctic Ocean, North Atlantic Ocean, South Atlantic Ocean, North Pacific Ocean, South Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, and the Southern Ocean. After many days of searching, she found her beloved Osiris. Lovingly, she knelt over him, singing songs of praise and a chant of love, until love once again walked the earth. Heavenly voices sang, "There is love in the world." Voices of peace, love, and joy shook the earth. The place where Osiris lay became known as Elysian Fields, because he was the most heroic and blessed in Egypt. As love walked the earth, Isis and Osiris journeyed home. Osiris, not being of this world anymore, went to a heavenly place. Some believe to this day that he became the star known as the constellation of Orion in the southern sky. I never knew that. I love when we add new tidbits to our knowledge. Isn't that cool? He still lights the world with love, peace, justice, and truth because love still walks the earth. The end. Isn't that a cool story? We get a little bit of history, and we get a glimpse of one thinking about where the Orion constellation came from. Very cool. So now when we look up at the stars, we can think, is that Osiris up there? All right, that is another story read in Ruthy's reading room. I hope you enjoyed it. Please check in the description below. You can find the link where you can purchase your own copy. And as always, if you enjoyed reading with us, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell. You'll be able to read with us again next time. Okay? And remember, the best place to read is wherever you are with the book. I love reading with you all. See you next time. Bye!
Ruthy's read it.